Recorded. All right. So let's see. Here's the thing, just real quick, because all of you guys weren't at Summit, and we missed you. And what I'm going to do, there's always a plethora of information that is shared at Summit. So much different ideas and training and different ways to look at the business and apply this or that. And so one of the things I want to try to do, and I'm not sure the best way to present it, but I want to start pulling pieces of what we learned and sharing them with y'all so you can start applying it however you want, however it makes sense for you. Some things will speak to you more than others. We had training about having a success partner and what that should look like. We had training about how to be a good leader once you start signing coaches on your team. Let me see. We had training about challenge groups. Oh, that's weird. Hold on. Linda's having trouble getting on. All right, let's see if that helps. I'm trying to think what else. Let's see. Because there was so much information. Literally, I have notes and pages and pages and pages of notes. But one of the things, because we had, challenge groups that just kicked off, like they talked about coaching challengers for long-term success. And this is one of the things that I've really been thinking a lot about, because I feel like, me personally, and maybe y'all feel this way too, when you get challengers in the group, we do great for 30 days, and then I feel like I don't do a very good job of holding, like carrying it past that. Like we say we put them in this other group, but then the other group there's not a whole lot that happens, and I really feel like we've got to be better about being completely intentional on staying with these people and helping them achieve the long-term goals past the 30 days. And so one of the things that I thought of was, usually we require Shakeology, right? Because Shakeology is the cornerstone of our business, and, that's what we want. But after listening to some of the coaches that were doing the training this past week at Summit, a lot of them don't require Shakeology, and I've done it both ways. Here's what I like about not requiring it. Because if you can get them in there and they start to get results and they start to hear the lingo about Shakeology and they see us talking about it and other challengers talking about it, and we have to be more intentional about sharing information about it, even like factual, like this is what it does for me, and this is, just different testimonials, if you will. But I feel like if we can just focus on helping them, that the rest of it will fall into place over time. And so I'm personally, like, I've let 3 or 4 people in the Country Heat group that did not buy the challenge pack or Shakeology. They just bought the Country Heat DVDs. One of them already had Shakeology, like several bags of it that she hadn't finished. And a couple of the other girls just didn't want it. And I was like, you know what? That's fine. Like, get in here. Let's get you some results. Let's get you excited. Let's talk. You're going to hear us talk about it. And but I really want to focus on that, and I want us as a team to focus on that. When we have people who sign up with us and we have promised to be there with them, for them, as they work towards their long-term goals. Well, 30 days isn't a long-term goal, right? It's just the beginning. It's just getting them out of the starting gate. And so I feel like we've got to be more intentional about really helping them stay the course. What I don't know, and one thing that I would ask that y'all think about, if you have ideas, throw them out now. When the initial group is over, the initial 30-day group is over, we need to figure out a way to change the group they're in, but be very intentional with that group also while we're starting a new group, and they're going to, start from day one. And then we've got the older people who've been there, they're on their, 60th day or 90th day or whatever. I really feel like we because we were doing pretty well for a while, but then we kind of fell off of that. And I really want us to figure out a system that works well where we can manage them during the first 30 days as well as after that. And, I mean, we've got our general group set up and it's established, but I haven't done anything in there recently. And it really convicted me listening to them talk about long-term results, because if you think about it, as we try to build our teams and as we try to really help people improve their lives, the better that we can be focused on being there with them, making sure we check in with our challengers weekly at the very least. What are you having problems with? Where are you stumped? How are you doing? How are you feeling? If they're not checking in the daily check-ins in the challenge group, you need to follow up with them. I need to follow up with my people who've gone silent. Like that is our job. That is what we promised we would do. And I really feel like if we can figure out a system to carry them after the 30 days forward and be very involved, however that looks. And so again, I don't know exactly how that looks, because yes, the numbers will get bigger as over time, but you've got to have a system. And maybe it is that we put all of our personal challengers on a group email list, and you put their email in your email, and then you shoot them an email, just a blind copy email where they don't know it's like copied to everybody else. But hey, it's Christy. I just want to check in with you. How are you doing this week? What can I do for you? How are you feeling? That kind of thing. I'm still here kind of a thing. Letting them know that I didn't forget about you just because the 30-day group is over. So I really want you guys to think about that. And let's try to come up with a system to carry these people further than just 30 days. And that's something I'm going to spend a lot of time thinking about. Because I feel like that is going to benefit us and our purpose and our business and the foundation that we want to build by really focusing on these people who have trusted us and have invested in themselves, whether they just bought the program or they bought a challenge pack, and they've looked to us as the expert, and we have said we will deliver accountability and support and motivation. And I think we do a darn good job of that the first 30 days, but it's after that we need improvement. Does anybody have any thoughts on that or ideas just that kind of popped into their head while I was saying all of that?
I have a girl that ordered in the last group, and she's been kind of just doing stuff on her own, and she's lost a ton of weight. I mean, she's a little bit on the heavier side, so she lost like 15 pounds in a month.
Wow.
She's awesome. She's really happy. And I just check in with her like once a week and just see, hey, how you doing? I just message her on Facebook, and then she tells me.
Well, no, that's awesome, Sheila. Has she been in any of our groups before?
The last one, I believe she was, but she wasn't the one who posted it all or anything.
Okay.
And actually, she's basically just kind of she learned like about the meal plan and all that, and she didn't really, I think she got hurt or something, so she didn't really follow the workouts, but she's still being active and stuff, and she's just really thankful, and so it was pretty neat.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, on the side note of that, like there was a girl who was in the 21-day fix group last month, and she never hardly posted and we were doing the challenge tracker app because I wanted to test that out, and there are things I like about it and things I don't. But she didn't post a whole lot. She would post that she drank her Shakeology and that she did her workout, but she didn't do the daily check-ins or anything. And I checked in with her over the weekend because I wanted to see if she wanted to be in this next round. And she lost 11 pounds in that 2 days. I mean, she killed it. And I was like, oh my gosh, Erin, that's so awesome. And she's super excited. She feels amazing. And so that in itself was just proof to me that we have got to be very intentional. So one of the things that I think I'm challenging all of you to think about is as you have challengers, and even think of people in the past that you've dealt with and worked with, like figure out a system that works well for you where you can check in with them every week. get them re-engaged. Ask them to be back in a group again. Like, I have no issues with that. If they're okay with seeing some of the same posts, I mean, because they're going to see the same posts, but if they need more of a jump start to get back into it, invite them. And then my commitment, and we're going to work on this, and we're going to solidify, like, by the time this 30-day group that just started is over, so by the September 5th, I want to have a better system and a better plan in place, so when they finish, we know what we're going to do with them to make sure that we stay the course with them for the long term and not just for 30 days. Okay. So, so that's what I really want. That's one of the things I wanted to really talk about, was just the kickoff of the challenge group. So we had Country Heat start. I had a group start today. And then we also had a 21-day fixed group. That's also can be whatever else. If you have people that are not plugged into one of those and you need to plug them in, then let us know. If you're not in one of those groups and you need to be, oh my word. Sorry. Nobody ever calls that I want to talk to on that line. That's why I picked it up and hung up. If you haven't gotten people plugged in, or you yourself want to be plugged in to the Country Heat group or the 21-day fix, and you're not, like, raise your hand right now and I will add you to the group. Melissa, which one do you want to be in?
The 21-day fix group.
Okay. All right. Angela, can you add her while you're sitting there, please?
I'm on it.
Awesome. Thanks. Okay. So, but yeah, I mean, cause y'all, here's the thing. Like, we need to be doing our best to stay plugged in for our own accountability, as well as carrying our people, right? We all go through rocky times. Sometimes it's health issues. Sometimes it's family stuff. Sometimes it's like me eating my weight in banana pudding this past week, and I'm like, what the heck? And Larry was like, I think I gained 5 pounds. Like, yeah, no, I'm not getting on the scale for at least a week. Like, that's just not even going to happen. But you know what? Be real about that. Like, if you think I'm not going to talk about the fact that I ate and, like, I mean, I worked out every day, but that's the whole point. You can work out all you want, but if you're not eating right, it ain't going to matter. It just ain't going to matter. So, but I want y'all to, like, use these groups to your own benefit. Like, when we are plugged into these groups, a lot of times it's easy to kind of take a back seat. Plug them in. We've got the few of us that are, doing the posts on a regular basis, and it's easy to kind of sit back and not take an active role. Every single one of you have the right to have an active role in these groups, whether you are in it all by yourself or you are in it with 1 challenger or 10 challengers. You are a coach. And you know what? If you don't have any challengers in it, but you want to kind of hone your skills a little bit about being a leader of a group, then use that as an opportunity to do that. Use it as an opportunity to share something you've learned. You get on there and post something, do a quick video, whatever it is. Like, that is a great opportunity for you to take an active role. Just because I'm doing the post or Angela's doing the post doesn't mean you can't do the post. Like, you can be a part of the group because you are a coach in the group. So whether, again, you don't have to have a challenger in the group to wear that hat. Or if you have a challenger in the group, then wear that hat. I do not ever want y'all to think that just because you're in a group that I created, that you're not welcome to have an absolute free reign active role in it. Okay. And I mean that from the bottom of my heart, because I want you to get comfortable. There's going to come a time where you're going to need to run a group completely on your own or with one other person, because as we grow, it's going to get harder to run them all together. And so I want you to get comfortable with that. So do not hesitate. Don't feel like you have to ask permission. Like, just roll with whatever you feel you want to share to add value to the group. Okay? If there's a modification that you've come across that you're like, you know what? I have to do this because of my knees or my back or whatever. I'm going to share this with the group in case anybody else is having this problem. Go for it. Do not hesitate. Okay? All right.
And we'll gladly let you guys post all you want.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I want you guys to take that ownership of it, because all that's going to do is give you more confidence. and it's going to give you a sense of ownership and leadership, and it's going to help you kind of get the what am I trying to say? Like get used to that role. And so I want you to take advantage of that, okay? So if you have any questions about that, then let me know. Let's see.
Hey, Christy.
Yeah.
I got one quick question. You know, at Summit, I had like 5 ladies that contacted me, and they were all excited about it. Came back, I gave them all the info, and not one of them, I mean, I followed up, I did everything. Would it be wrong to just say, hey, I want to give you like a 2-day sneak peek of what this is all about? You might not, you know, really visualize what it's about, but like, you know, just join us for 3 days, see what you think, and then I could just take them out of the group. But would that be?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. We have done that, and I highly recommend that. Here's the other thing to know. Because this month, like I've had people who were going to order that haven't ordered. And so I'm fully intending on starting a second group on August 22nd. So absolutely throw anyone, whether it's the 21-day fixed group or the country heat group. Just it doesn't really matter because they're both run very similar as far as what they're going to get in the group.
Right.
But yes, make a list of people that you throw in there and give them a 48-hour sneak peek.
Right.
Then,
that's what I was thinking.
Absolutely. I've done that. I mean, Angela's done that. We've all done, I mean, we've done that. And it can be very valuable because it gives them an idea. It will allow them to look at the file section and see the meal plans that we prepare and the recipes that we provide and the daily check-ins that we're doing and things like that. So yes, that is a great way for you to reach back out to them and say, hey, I feel like you might be a little hesitant. So what I want to offer you is jump in here for 20 or 48 hours and see what you think. See if this is something that you think would be valuable to you for the accountability and the support. Right. Never hesitate. And here's the other thing. Introduce them. Say, hey, gang, you know, we've got Sally and Sue here for the next couple of days. They want to check out this group and see what it's like. Can you please welcome them and tell them one thing about it that you love so far?
Okay,
and
great.
You will have people comment, and it won't just be coaches. We've had several challengers comment when we've done that. There is nothing better than that. So don't hesitate to do that. Okay. And that's a great way for anybody. Like if you have anybody that's gone silent who said they wanted to order but haven't, then reach out and offer that to them.
Okay.
Think of it as you are a service-oriented business. You're here to serve them. You're here to try to help them however you can, the best way you can. And if that means that you need to give them a sneak peek, then do that. Here's the other thing, ladies. Think outside the box. If you're having a hard time with people pulling the trigger on the investment, then put together a 5-day free group where it's just recipes. We've got some templates. We can build some more templates of things that you don't have to kill yourself thinking about it, but giving them accountability and support with just that, you know, whether it's grocery shopping tips or recipes for a week or, hey, I want you to move for 30 minutes. I don't care what you do for 30 minutes, but you're going to check in with me by the end of the day to tell me what you did. It can be anything, and it doesn't have to be this intricate, detailed thing because you're doing this for free to show them the value that they could get in a longer-term group, okay? So be creative with that. You know your market. You know the people you're talking to. You know the objections you're having. So use that to your advantage. What could I offer these people based on the objections that I'm getting to help them see value in me as a coach, what I can offer them, and showing them what the big picture actually could look like. Okay? So think about that kind of stuff. And this week, I'm going to be messaging all of you individually. I said this on the video I posted the other day. I don't know how many of you got to watch that. I got long-winded because I like to talk, and it was 20 minutes long, so I'm sorry about that. But one of my things, the other thing that Summit really did for me was I want to focus very heavily on y'all. Individually, what are your goals? How can I help you? sometimes I pull back because I don't want to feel like I'm enabling you or holding you back from taking that role or jumping into your own. But I'm also here as your mentor and as your guide, and to help you get through the valleys and to overcome the struggles and the objections. And there's nothing I want more than for you to achieve your goals, whatever those are, whatever level they are. I don't care about the level, but I want to be here for you. And I want to help you gain your confidence and gain those leadership skills. And so I'm going to be reaching out to all of you. We're going to be setting up one-on-one calls where we can kind of revisit. Where are you at? What do you want? What are your goals? And then we are going to get detailed in that. And then we're going to figure out from there how I can best help you. Okay? Because that is very heavily on my mind and my heart. And I want that. I want to invest in you. I will work with the willing. I will walk with you, run with you. I will do whatever it is that you're wanting to do. But I won't pull you. I've said that before. And I won't twist your arm, and I won't make you. Because it's not about me making you. It's about you wanting it. And whatever level that's at is where I want to meet you. Okay? So that's going to be coming also. Now that I'm finally back with Wi-Fi, I'll have a lot more. Y'all be hearing a lot more from me. Okay, let's see.
Christy, is the group on the 22nd, is that going to be an all-inclusive group? Like Country Heat, 21, like everything?
I don't know. Let's just kind of see, maybe. I mean, I'm going to push Country Heat pretty good just because, I like to dance. But it doesn't have to be only Country Heat. So it can be we can just kind of see what we have. Let's just kind of see where we end up. And now that, because by then we'll be in both of these groups for 2 weeks in Country Heat, and we can kind of mix in, if we end up doing an all-inclusive where it's whatever program, then we can mix in some of the different posts from different.
Which makes it a little bit easier to do, actually, because so many, like all the programs nowadays are all 21-day fixed meal planning.
Yes, they are. And that was one thing I told my Country Heat group, because I posted the food list the other day, and I said, look, this says 21-day fix, but we follow this plan. Even though it says 21-day fix, you're not doing 21-day fix, but this plan is what we use. So, yeah, you're absolutely right about that. I mean, it makes the recipes, and, I've been trying to add I haven't physically gone in and typed it, but, because some of the Country Heat has different recipes in the book they provide than 21-day fix does, and so does Hardcore. And so we've got a plethora of different recipes that we can help make sure they're aware of, that are in their book, and throw them into a meal plan to help make that easier. So we'll see. Probably will be all inclusive if I'm just thinking about it based on how it might end up. And with all the different challenge packs that are on sale right now, that would be a great thing to push for. So yeah, let's just kind of see how we are, and we'll kind of keep checking in on that with everybody. Okay, so here's the thing. I have shared before that the last few months have been a little bit hard. I've been in a little bit of a slump. I've even had a little bit of a pity party, quite frankly. But that is completely and totally 100% over. And here's why. Partly because it's time. And the other part is because when I sat there at Summit, one of the things that you get when you go to Summit is you start to see that I'm no different than that girl up on that stage, and you're no different than that girl up there on that stage. And there's no reason in the world that we can't achieve whatever our goals are in this business. And it's not going to always be easy. And, Gary Vaynerchuk was there, and he was one of our speakers. And if you don't know who he is, he wrote Jab, 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 Right Hook. He is an extremely smart businessman. And one of the things that he said, he goes, most of you will not make it because you won't be patient enough. And I loved that, because we all live in this instant gratification world, right? We set a goal, we want that goal, we want it yesterday, and if it doesn't happen, then we're like, well, it's just too hard. And I'm not that kind of a person. I'm not an excuse person, and I'm not a it's too hard person, but I have, gotten into a little bit of a slump the last few months where I've just been like frustrated. And here's the bottom line. I'm willing to be patient because I know that the potential is there. The potential is there for me. The potential is there for all of you. And the potential is there for any new coach who wants it that we sign up. And so because of that, here's my commitment to y'all. And we're going to start this in August. And I plan on continuing it. But one of the things, whether you're on a team cup or not this month, it doesn't matter. I think all of us, though, are, that I'm sitting here looking at. Kathy is, Melissa, you are, right? Yep. And okay, so all of us are on a team cup this month. So originally what I was going to do was set up a separate group, and I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is we're going to treat our team page like our team cup group. And what I mean by that is I'm going to start posting my Power of Threes again every single day. I'm going to start telling you what's going on, what objections I might be having, or what success I had that day, or what I overcame. And I want y'all to do the same thing. Here's the bottom line. It is very easy to sit for 10 minutes in your car when you're at a stoplight or in traffic or whatever, and type and message 3 or 4 people on your phone, right? But if you don't write those people down, then it can be very easy to lose sight or lose track of who all you've reached out to. And that's where your Power of Threes has the power. If you can see those names and see where you ended up every single day. So my advice for those of you who do some of that in the car on the way to work, which I know many of you do, which is great use of your time when it's safe. But have a system where you just, even if it's just a note on your phone where you just write down everybody's name really fast that you reached out to that day. And then take a screenshot of that. I don't care if the form says Power of Threes and it has invites and follow-ups and all that, but I want you to see the work you're doing. I want you to look at your efforts at the end of every day and say to yourself, okay, Christy, how did I do today? Well, I didn't really follow up with that many people, and I didn't invite that many people, and I thought I did a lot more than that. Or, God, I killed it today. I reached out to 25 people in the different, total in the different categories. That was a rock star day, okay? You have to have a system to track your efforts, because that is what's going to keep you accountable. And so I'm challenging all of you to do that with me, to post your Power of Threes. And I don't care if it's empty. And here's the bottom line. If it is empty, post it anyway. Say, today sucked. I need y'all to get behind me. I need some help. I need some cheerleaders. I need some accountability. As much as we are there for our challengers and we're holding them accountable to their food and their workouts and their Shakeology and their check-ins, why can we not do that for each other as we build our businesses? There is no reason we can't have that same system in place. And so that is what I want. That is the environment that I want us to have, because I want us to know what each other is working for, and I want us to be there holding each other accountable and helping each other over the hurdles, over the objections, over the struggles, celebrating the successes, okay? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to be posting that, and I am probably going to, let's say that for 4 days in a row, I'm the only one that posts. Y'all going to be getting a message from me privately. All right, what are y'all doing? Because I know I'm not the only one on this team. Okay, or I might just flat call you right out on the page. Hey, all right, where's everybody at? Come on. I know I'm not the only one here. So I want to improve on that, okay? I want us to work together, and I want us to have fun with it. You guys, you are building a business, yes. Is it easy? No. Is it going to happen overnight? No. Can you have fun while you're doing it? Yes. Yes, you can. If you are passionate about what you're doing, then you can have fun with it. So figure out what part of this business is most passionate in your gut. What part of it excites you the most? Focus on that. Let that be your driving force. Let that fuel you when you don't want to do those power of threes, when you don't want to show up. Just like when you don't feel like working out, but you do it anyway, and then you don't regret doing it. When you don't feel like showing up and doing your power of threes or reaching out to somebody or talking to that person or this person, and you do it anyway, it's so rewarding and it's so gratifying. And it shows you that you are capable of doing it even when you don't want to, okay? You know, I don't know if I shared this with y'all before, but one of the books that I recently listened to, I think it was The Entrepreneur Roller Coaster, Darren Hardy talked about Oprah and Bono and several of the big wigs, and he talked about how 5% of the time is when they get to do what they love. And the other 95 is the grunt work behind the scenes that isn't really a lot of fun. But because the 5% is so much fun, they do it. They do the grunt work and the stuff that they have to do to get to that 5% of the time. So really, I've said this before, I'm going to say it again, you've got to be connected to your why and your passion. And that is one of the things that we are going to talk about when we have our one-on-one calls, okay? And when you tell me I want to do this to help people, I'm going to ask you why. And when you give me that answer, I'm going to ask you why. And I'm going to keep asking you why until we get down to the depth of what truly is driving you. Because once you connect with that, nothing's going to stop you. You're not going to give up when it gets hard or you get frustrated or you feel like it's not going anywhere. You're going to pick yourself up. You're going to get creative. You're going to try it a new way. And you're going to keep telling your story and sharing to help people realize that you aren't giving up and they don't have to either. All right? So that's kind of how we're going to roll this month, starting tomorrow. And so I'm challenging all of you to do that with me. Thursday night, I'm going to do a Country Heat webinar. For those of you who were a part or knew about the 21-Day Fix webinar, Melissa and I have done a couple of them together. It is basically a 30-minute PowerPoint presentation. I will do it in a Google Hangout. They'll see me a little bit, and then I'll pop on and just do a PowerPoint walking them through exactly what these challenge groups are. And talking specifically about Country Heat in this one. I'm going to lay out a little bit about the workouts and the meal plan and what they get with the challenge group. I'm going to talk about the accountability. I'm going to talk about modifications. I'm going to talk about what our role as a coach is and how we can help them. This is a way, again, Linda, for people who haven't said yes yet, this is a great place to invite people to come listen for 30 minutes. And if you cannot make it live, don't stress. It will be recorded. It will be a YouTube link. You can shoot it to your people. Say, hey, don't worry. If you cannot listen to it live, the same link that I provide you guys will be the live link and the recorded link. Okay? So you can share that. But these have been very successful when we've done them. And it's going to be something that we're probably going to do every month. It may not always be program specific, but we are going to be talking about these groups and showing people what they are every month. So right now, between now and Thursday night, and I'm going to do it at 8 o'clock Central Time, Thursday night, and it is on the team calendar. You need to be inviting people. Reach out to people who've hesitated. Reach out to people who've given you objections or you feel like aren't quite sure what these groups are all about. And you know, I haven't decided for sure yet, but I may do some kind of a drawing, for people who show up, they get to fill out a form and they're going to be entered in to win a Target gift card or something like that. I will let you know those details no later than Wednesday morning, maybe by tomorrow evening. I need to just think it through and see what I want to do. But, you know, we know people are busy, so I get that. But you want to kind of reward them for their time and get them to listen and see what this is all about and answer hopefully a lot of the questions that they have that maybe they don't want to ask or they're not sure that they should ask. We will talk about price. It is an open book about everything. We tell them everything. So that's going to be this Thursday evening. And then the rest of the month, like there's going to be a sneak peek coming up, a coaching sneak peek. I think it's on the 16th. I think it's next Tuesday. Let me see real quick, make sure I'm not lying. I pulled the calendar up before we started. Yes, there'll be a coaching sneak peek next Tuesday night, probably at 8 o'clock also. So, and then Melissa Hudgens is even hosting another Country Heat webinar on the 18th. So you've got some opportunities to get this information out to people. One of the things that y'all need to help kind of gut check yourself, like on the calendar, I put on there certain times of the month, like, okay, hit Success Club 4 by this date and Success Club 6 by this date to help you kind of, navigate your way through August. Okay. I'll be honest. I'm not at Success Club 4. I didn't hit Success Club 4 by Friday. I think it was the date we were supposed to hit it by. I just hit 2 today. So what does that do? It means that I got to push it up and I got to kick it into gear because I want to reach the goals and I want to help as many people as possible and get people plugged into these groups. So instead of focusing on the points, focus on the people and the points will come. Okay. But what it basically means is you just got to talk to more people. If you're getting told no, remember no is the next opportunity. It doesn't really mean no. So you're going to the next person. You're going to keep it in a positive mindset. Y'all can spin anything that's said to you, negatively or positively. It is completely up to you, okay? So instead of no being this, oh, man, what's wrong with me? No one's saying yes to me. Just go, all right, she said no, I'm moving on to the next opportunity, okay? They are out there. I promise you. So you just have to put your head down and you just have to keep going. Some of the other things we're going to be talking more about, because I really think that we need to help build this for a lot of y'all, are your fan pages or like pages, because you're going to tire out your warm market. You may already feel like you have. It's time to really start building those like pages. And when we have our one-on-one calls, we will talk about that as well, which I'm going to make a note of. Because if you haven't started one at all, we need to kick it off. If you have, but you're not really sure how to gain some traction there, then we're going to talk about that. I definitely think that it is absolutely necessary, and I think it's totally worth your time, because in the end, that is how you will gain more momentum and you will reach more people that you would never meet before otherwise, okay? So we're going to focus on that as well. Let's see. I think that's pretty much all I had, which I know is kind of a lot. But I was excited. I was excited to see all of y'all tonight and like get this back on track. I'm ready to kind of get things back on track. And I've missed the heck out of every one of you. And I'm super excited to see all your faces. So does anybody have any questions?
Can we go back to Nashville?
Yeah. Seriously, right?
Well, you spent an extra day there.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Oh, that's right. You missed your flight. Your flight got canceled. Oh, my gosh.
That Delta.
That Delta.
Other trouble.
Oh, my word. Okay, ladies. Is there anything else? Anybody have any other questions? No? All right, so here's the thing. I want you to go to sleep tonight believing in yourself, telling yourself you can. Whatever it is that you want, I can do this, is what I want you to say to yourself. There's no more room. There's no room for self-doubt. There's no room for self-pity. There's no room for disbelief, because y'all are awesome. Every single one of you have so much to offer. You have hearts of gold. You have so much potential. And we as a team are going to work together to watch it come to fruition. And again, like I said, it doesn't matter what your goal is. We're going to define that. So be looking for a message from me where we're going to start figuring out time slots. I'll look at my calendar over the next couple weeks. And my goal is to hopefully have talked to everybody that wants to work this business on some form or fashion by the end of next week. So I will be sending you private messages and we will be figuring out a time to talk and start moving forward with some of that. The other thing too, that when we do talk, and I've got to figure out how to make it look, because I feel like whether it's we team up and we have, three-way calls with two of you just for time's sake. I want to be more intentional about talking about the actual names of people that you're reaching out to, that you're having trouble getting over the goal line, or that are giving you objections, or whatever it is. Like, I think if we can be more specific instead of just, well, how are you doing? Are you doing your power of threes? Okay, great. Do you have any questions? No. All right, we'll talk to you next week. That doesn't do you guys any good. It really doesn't. And honestly, it's not worth your time or mine to have those kinds of conversations. We need to be more intentional when we sit down and talk about the brass tacks. Where do you need help? Who do you need help with? Send me your conversations with people where you're stumped. Take a screenshot, copy and paste it into a Word document or an email. I don't care. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to get more specific on where you need help. And then we're going to power through it, okay? And so that's something else that I really want you to be thinking about. So the bottom line is, if you're not doing your power of threes and I ask you who you're talking to and you don't have a name to give me, well, there's no way to hide, right? You're like, uh-oh, you don't have anybody's name to give me, so what are you doing? So just be thinking about some of that too, okay? And you'll be getting messages from me probably by the end of the day tomorrow, so we can a lot of time to chat and we'll move forward from there. I'm excited about the rest of this year. I'm excited about what's to come for 2017. I am determined to help this team grow, to help you achieve your goals. I'm determined to bring other coaches into this team. To me, the possibilities are endless, and that is what is so very exciting to me. I've shared with you guys before, I am in this for a lot of reasons, big, huge, deep reasons. But I will tell you, the one thing that I've kind of discovered this week, as I was kind of just really brainstorming and reflecting on everything, the biggest driver, the absolute biggest driver for me, which I don't know that I had really put my finger on this until this week. Yes, I want to retire my husband. Yes, I don't want to have any stress about money. I want to get my kids' college paid for, yada, yada, yada. That is all true. But my biggest driver is I know that God gave me potential that I have not lived up to. And I'm not going out without living up to the potential that I know is inside of me. And that is why I am so determined, because I want to know at the end of the day, when I look back on my life, that I gave it my all and I lived up to every bit of the potential that I know God put in me. So that is my driver every single day, okay? And that is why I want you guys to really spend some time thinking about what is driving you. When you can think about it and really define it, and it brings tears to your eyes, like saying that to you does to me, it will change everything. It will make it to where you will not give up. You will stay the course because you know it will be worth it at the end of the day, okay? So spend some time. Sit down and journal about it. Sit down and write things that you would like to achieve and why. Don't just make it this laundry list of things with no why attached to it. I want to achieve this. Why? I want to achieve that. Why? Like, ask yourself those questions, y'all, because that's going to help you get to the heart and soul of why you're here and why you're doing this. All right? Okay. That's all I have. That's it.
So, I got one question, Christy.
Yes.
Oh, anything about hotels for New Orleans? Should we be doing that our own, or are we doing that as a team?
I have 4 hotel rooms already that Melissa Hudgens was able to do a block of rooms, and I've got 4 of those. So
okay.
Right now I think we're fine.
Okay.
And she's in Disney right now, but I'll touch base with her again. We might even have up to 5, but we definitely have 4. So yeah, we should be okay at this point.
Okay. Because Sheila and I booked.
Awesome. Yeah. And if you haven't gotten your ticket, I think the sale to be able to do the transferable ticket ended yesterday. I don't even know if it's sold out. Angela, have you heard anything about if it's sold out yet? I haven't.
I don't know, but I haven't looked that closely.
Yeah, I don't
I'd actually be surprised that it's not, but
I know. I kind of thought I know. But here's the thing, y'all. If you didn't want to put up the money to get an actual ticket yet, then you can wait and get on the waiting list, because there will eventually be a waiting list. If it's something that you really want to be a part of, it is very hard to bring back everything with the feeling involved and everything that we learn. It's very hard to bring it back, but we're going to do our best and we're going to talk a lot about the different trainings, and that's something I really want to bring to y'all to help add value and let you apply it however you need to your business. But Summit is by far one of the most amazing events on so many levels. Yes, we have a blast. You meet tons of people. You work out with the trainers. You get training, and you get a sense of yourself. You honestly will connect a lot. I mean, as you can see, the reflection that I did just in the last week from being there, it brought things to me that I've been doing this for 3 years that I hadn't really identified until now. And so you're never going to walk away from there regretting going, and you're always going to be better for it, and you're going to walk away with a pocket full of tools and ways to apply things differently and think about things differently than you ever did before. So that's just a plug about Summit. I highly recommend it. And if you haven't gotten a ticket, at least, and if it's on your wish list that you want to go, but you haven't been wanting to invest the money yet, no problem. Just put it down on that wish list. Keep your eye open and figure out when you want to make that commitment, or get on the waiting list when it does sell out.
Well, and there's a couple of things, Christy. Supposedly you can buy the one ticket and you might lose like $20 or $25. You could hold on to that ticket. I think it was until sometime mid to late December. So you could buy that ticket now and you still have a chance to drop it.
Okay.
Like $20.
Was that the one that was the non-transfer? I mean, the transferable one that was on, that's a different, okay.
I don't think so. I would have to look at them closer, but I remember
something about
somebody was talking about that, but there is something that you will lose a little bit of money, but
okay.
Big deal. And it might be because if you think $20, the tickets were $145, weren't they?
They were $145, and then $175 was the sales price of the transferable one.
Yes.
I don't know what the real, they kept saying you would save $120 if you bought it by yesterday, but I need to look in deeper. Yeah. And you can also go to coachsummit.com and get the details of how it all, like what the tickets pricing are, and put that on your, like, if that's something you want to attend with us next year, put it on your list and figure out the costs and the timelines and the deadlines and all that. And we'll, we can kind of go from there, but, it's a blast. There's no two ways about it. Linda, this was Linda's first year. Linda, what'd you think about it?
Oh my gosh. I still, when I tell people about the workout on Saturday, when I tell them how I felt at the end, I cried. I mean, I try not to let everybody see me, but I cried that, I accomplished it. And it's just, it was a feeling of sense of self, it was good for your soul.
Well, and like y'all, just real quick, Linda, the reason she cried is it was an hour, 20-minute workout, wasn't it? Like, it was long, because all the trainers came out for 15-minute increments. And so, and it was hot as blazes.
You could almost wring out your sports bra when you're done.
And so she got emotional because she made it through the entire hour and 20 minutes, and she normally only works out for 25 or 30 minutes. And that was a big deal.
It was a big deal.
So you never know what aha moment or what, what's going to happen. Not that stuff doesn't happen all year long, because it totally can, but there's just something about this environment.
You find inner strength, you find that strength inside of you, whether it be to work out or to do something out of your comfort zone, or it was very, you find your strength.
Yeah, totally.
Well, and the thing is, you guys, you got to remember, all of the presentations at Summit were recorded. Mm-hmm. And at some point in time, they will be in the back office somewhere. So, you just need to look under the training tab and look at those, and you can watch it. Please, and I will admit, well, granted, I was there last year, I was there this year, but I have not gone back to look at them. I do have my notebook that I plan to go and look through my notes again, but there's so much to glean from watching those. And one of them was like a comedian who had nothing to say about the business, but just hearing her was just awesome.
Yeah.
And just to go back and listen to those, I actually want to get my family set up to watch her, to listen to her. But the thing is there's so much information in there. And when you're there, you feel the energy in the room. You feel the energy of everybody around you, and everybody's there for the same purpose, which is phenomenal. But you can still get all the information, and you can still have, like Christy said, kind of an aha moment from whatever presentation. Somebody says that one thing to you that was like that light bulb of, oh, hold on a second. And one thing that I picked up that they talked about both years was your story. Now, some of us, like, I don't have this huge weight loss story. I have a passion for wanting to do this. I have, I work out all the time now and everything. But the story being breadcrumbs. Think Hansel and Gretel getting back to that, cottage. It's those little bits that you drop every bit along the way. You don't have to spew this entire, for the last 3 years, this is what I did. No. What is the first thing that got you started in that first workout? What is the thing that made you purchase a second workout? What was the thing I quit taking medicine that I thought I was going to be on for the rest of my life. I was able to quit taking that because of Shakeology. So it's just all those little teeny pieces are the little things that you need to drop. And that was one thing that they talked about both times. It just goes to point out how powerful that is, that it doesn't have to be this huge transformation. It doesn't have to be this huge story. It's all the little things that people relate to, because not everyone's going to relate to your entire story, but they can relate to that one piece of it.
Well, and that's true. And the two things I'll say to follow up that is, there are some of the trainings that, I went through my notes once. I'm going to go through them several more times. There are a few things where part of our content on our team calls, I'll be pulling some of that so we can kind of talk about it. The challenge groups, Angela, when we first started out, you caught the tail end, but was the challenge groups and how we need to do better about carrying them past after the 30 days. But
yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah. The other thing too, and to kind of just real quick follow up with what she's saying, is always remember there's only one you. Okay. So you are different than me, different than Angela, different than Kathy. We're all different. Nobody can do us. We have to do us. So for example, if you see me write a post that gets a whole bunch of comments or likes or whatever, and you're like, ooh, okay, I'm going to try that too. And if you copy it word for word, it's not you. That's me. That's me that you're portraying, and that's not you. You can take the idea, but you got to put your voice to it. You've got to apply it to your world and your story, because your story and you are the reason that people will come to you, that people will want to join your team or have you be their coach. You are the only you that exists. So that's what you have to capitalize on. That's what we all have to capitalize on. It is so easy to fall into the trap of wanting to copy this person or that person, or, oh man, she's killing it. I'm going to do exactly what she's doing. It's not going to work for you the same way. I can remember when I first started, I used to copy like what Melanie Mitro would write or Janelle Summers would write. I would take it almost verbatim. Well, that wasn't my voice. And so you have to figure out your voice and do you. I love, who said it? Oh, it was Tracy Morrow at Summit. She said, if you don't do you, you won't get done. I love that, because that means the world misses out on you. So be authentic, be you. Figure out what you're about, what you want to share, and how and what you want people to know. And do not feel like you have to look like this perfect, all-together coach who does everything right and works out all the time and eats everything great and never messes up, because that's not real. And people aren't going to relate to that nearly as much as they are when you say, I ate my weight banana pudding this week and I feel like crap, but I'm still going to keep going. So be you. In all kinds of facets. You guys have so many layers. There's so many layers to peel back, to share with people. Okay? So remember that. And be proud of who you are and own who you are and let the world see who you are. If you like to make people laugh, then be funny. Be funny in your post about the challenge group coming up. Think about it from those terms, okay? Because I promise you, nothing will serve you better than being yourself, okay? All right, now I'm really done, I promise. So I'm gonna stop recording.